There it is. All right, so that one looks much bigger. There's a tiny brother right here, and then we'll squeeze this other multi-tool right there, right? So that gives you a good size comparison. It's definitely in the medium range. Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you are watching Miguel EDC. Today we are going to be reviewing this guy right here, the Flissa Multitool. This is a 16-in-1 from Flissa. Like I've mentioned in other videos, right, I was definitely looking forward to this review. A lot of people have left lots of comments about this one, saying that it is a copy of the Leatherman Wave. We're going to get into that later on in the video as well. I'm going to give you some size comparisons. We're going to talk about weight, measurements, things like that. It's just going to give you guys an overall experience with this guy, what EDC in this multi-tool has been like over the last couple of weeks. So if you like that type of content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? So as you guys already know in the channel, right, most of the content that I've pushed out so far has been about knives, but this is the very first multi-tool that not only did I did an unboxing, but I'm also reviewing here in the channel. I just want to give you guys a quick idea, kind of the extent of my multi-tools and where they go. It does come in the in this nice fabric sort of pouch, if you will, so that's very nice. We can you know, go ahead and show you that in just a little bit. I'm going to leave it here in frame for you so you guys can see that with the Flissa logo there. But you guys, this is the extent of the multi-tools that I've had in the past. This is like a generic one from Cobalt, right? So if you like to shop at Lowe's, right, you'll find these on special all the time. This one's spring loaded, right? So it's gonna be hard to kind of put them side by side, but that gives you an idea right there, right? Gonna be hard to put them side by side because this one is spring loaded, so it's gonna want to stay open there, but that kind of gives you an idea. I'm gonna leave that in frame for a second. There's the smaller brother from Cobalt brand, right? And it's this little tiny guy. This one is not spring loaded. And again, these are some generic multi-tools that I have accumulated over the years, but you know, never really nothing too crazy or too serious. And then there's this last little guy here. I forget where I got this guy from. It has some Superior Tank Co. ink written right there. At some point, it did have a functioning flashlight, but it doesn't work anymore. So, and this one's also spring loaded. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I've had these three guys right here, right? These guys for the longest, and you know, they definitely became very handy, very useful at different times, but never did I really get a sort of serious multi-tool up until this point when I first got into my EDC journey, right? I was looking into different things that you EDC, of course, knives, that's for a fact something that I've gotten plenty of right now, and I plan on continue growing my collection, but I wanted to experience and also expand a little bit more my knowledge, the content that I deliver to you guys as far as multi-tool goes. And by far right now, as crazy as this sounds, the unboxing of this guy at this point in time is the most popular video in the channel, right? Which I think is crazy. So there's definitely a lot of demand, definitely a lot of interest in wanting to know, wanting to learn more about what this Flissa multi-tool is all about. Back in the folded position, this is what it looks like next to, again, that generic Cobalt multi-tool. All right, definitely this one is much bigger right there. I want to say, has this one become on the line over time? Kind of, there we go. All right, there it is. All right, so that one looks much bigger. There's a tiny brother right here, and then we'll squeeze this other multi-tool right there, right? So that gives you a good size comparison. It's definitely in the medium range, right? Not necessarily as big as this bigger Cobalt size here, but definitely not as tiny as these other ones. And again, this is the first multi-tool review in the channel. I'm hoping that as time goes, I'm able to gather some more multi-tools and be able to share more comparison insights with other models, other manufacturers, and things like that. But this is a start right here, right? Looking at the Flissa 16-in-1 multi-tool. Since we don't have any other multi-tools to compare it to, right? Here is the customary comparison next to the Spyderco PM2, right? PM2 is definitely bigger, of course. And the Para 3, it's also going to be a little bit bigger as well. So you can, you know, this guy is definitely thicker, but you know, smaller in size. So it's gonna make those everyday tasks much more easier to handle right there, okay? And again, these are just quick rapid fire comparisons just to kind of give you an idea. If you already EDC some of these knives, right, that's gonna give you a good sort of like a milestone, something to compare it to, right? Here it is next to the Demco brothers, right? Demco AD 20.5, the clip point blade and the shark's foot blade, right? These are definitely bigger, of course, when opened up, right? And again, you guys are probably wondering, well, Miguel, why are you comparing it to knives? Well, we do a lot of knives in this channel, right? We do a lot of knives in this channel. That's pretty much what I specialize on for the most part up until this point. I'm hoping to change that. And again, in the future, as I get more and more multi-tools, right, that's hopefully going to change. So during those reviews, you'll see more multi-tools compared to other multi-tools. But here it is compared to the Sencut brothers, the Saxy and the Crawley. Right, that gives you an idea. These are medium to larger knives, right? The multi-tool still smaller, right? I want to say, well, you're probably wondering, Miguel, what does it look like if you just take out the blade, right? Compare it to what it will look like if the actual blade was out. That is a great idea. Boom, look at that right there. Right, that's probably a more accurate comparison, right? Blade and handle, right? That's what we're looking at. And last but not least, let's do the Ontario brothers as well, the Ontario Wrap Model 1 and Wrap Model 2. I want to say it definitely compares to the Wrap Model 2 a lot more than the Wrap Model 1. The Wrap Model 1 is always going to be in a category of its own right there. You could clearly see that. But again, just quick comparisons, right? Kind of give you an idea for the size. Let's do a quick carry profile here, of course. Let's do the Para 3. PM2, right? So that's going to be probably as same width as the Para 3. Para 2 probably a little bit wider by maybe a hair, but that gives you an idea right there. Next to the Demco brothers, right? I want to say, you know, the Demco AD 20.5 might be a little bit wider, right, on this carry profile comparison. But again, around the same ballpark. The carry profile here next to the Sencut brothers, the Crawley and Saxy, right? Definitely a little bit wider than the Crawley, but probably about the same, if not a hair wider than the Saxy. And last but not least, let's do the Ontario Wrap Model 1 here, which is going to be the wider one, and still probably the closest to the Flissa Multitool. Of course, the Wrap Model 2 is going to be a lot narrower, as you can see. So that being said, guys, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, right? Let's go ahead and talk about, is this guy a copy of the Leatherman Wave, right? Is it not? What are my thoughts about that, right? That is the elephant in the room, so let's go ahead and address that. So let me first share with you guys that when I picked this guy up, right, I was doing some light research, right? I was mainly into knives. As you can see, 98% of the content in this channel is EDC knives of all kinds. So I was barely tiptoeing my toes in the water of multi-tools, right? And so I came across this guy in Amazon. It looked like a good deal. I picked it up, right? Later on, been doing more research into multi-tools, right? And even during the unboxing, a lot of folks pointed out in the comments that it looked just like the Leatherman Wave. So when I found out, I started looking into that, right? I'm gonna put some B-roll, probably put some B-roll on the screen here from other peers of mine here on YouTube that have reviewed or actually own a Leatherman Wave, since I don't own one myself at the moment. And you guys be the judge of that, right? There are some slight differences, right, on the design, right? So they didn't necessarily copy it 100%. But as far as the main features, right, as far as having a blade or a tool in each one of the corners here, right? Even the fact that, you know, the blades are located with your thumb, right, on both ends, you know, when you turn it around, you know, 180, right? That's pretty much all the same on the Leatherman Wave. And so again, I didn't have knowledge about it at the time, and when I bought it, I thought it was a good price, a good deal. It has helped me a lot throughout the time that I have been you know, owning it, so to speak. And so I realized that it looked just like the Wave when somebody pointed that out to me. This one, of course, is made in China. The Wave is made in the US. I'm all about supporting US companies. And yeah, if it looks like it's a clone, I mean, you guys let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I'm definitely jumping in the conclusion that it is very, very similar. So much so it might just be a copy of the Wave. Now I am past the period of time where I can return this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep it, right? I'm going to go ahead and obviously keep it in the channel as an example of, hey, do your research before you buy a product, especially if it looks too good to be true. Chances are it might be a copy of another great product that already exists. So look into it, do your research, right? Find out, make sure it doesn't become a replica or a copy. Make sure that you're not supporting a company, right, that is basically copying designs from a US based company, right? So that's my motto going forward, right? This is going to be a first example. So being an EDC rookie, being an EDC newbie, right, that is my lesson learned right there. Pick this guy up when I didn't know any better. I was trying to get my feet wet into the multi-tool land of EDC, right? So it's trying to look into everything, coins, knives, lanterns or flashlights, pens, right? More of that content is going to be coming on the channel. But yeah, this being my first multi-tool that I bought, you know, to generate content for the channel, definitely a lesson learned right there. That being said, right, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Definitely would like to hear from you guys. If I missed anything during this review, right, make sure to let me know. If there's anything you guys would like to see in the future, also let me know as well. I would love to see and read your comments, see your thoughts on this topic, especially when it comes to like clone versions of a certain product and things like that. By the way, by the time you see this video, there is a possibility that the review video for this Ganso Axis Lock knife may be out already. If that is the case, I'm gonna put a card right here for you guys, so check that out if that review is available. I did an unboxing on this guy. This was my second Axis Lock, and this is a great EDC knife, also at a great price. This one does not resemble any other knife out there, so it is a nice EDC knife. I'm waiting to do the review here very soon. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.